Guys, it has been a hot sec, let me tell you that. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to be sat down and filming a video again. I haven't been filming out in Bali. I have been moving around a lot. I've been in a lot of hostels, so it just hasn't worked out that I've been able to sit down and film, which is obviously not what I wanted to do, but I've got a free day today, so I wanted to film a few videos. I actually fly back to Sydney on Monday, which is so exciting. I cannot wait to go back to Australia, guys. I'm literally just there for the summer. Christmas, New Year, have a travel around, because I didn't actually get to fully explore Australia the last time I was there, so that is my plan. And then I'm back home at the end of Feb. I think I mentioned that in the last video I posted, actually, maybe, I'm not too sure. But anyway, today I wanted to kind of run through what a typical day at camp looks like. I have so many questions about this, and something to really bear in mind is that camps will be different depending on the type of camp you work at. Your kind of daily schedule could be completely different to the one that I'm going to talk about now. Obviously, I've only ever worked at one camp, and that's a 7-week sleepaway camp in Pennsylvania called Tyler Hill, my summer home. I love it so much. So I'm going off a daily schedule of what we do, but what you'll find is when you get hired by a camp, or even if you're researching camps, you should be able to find kind of a brief rundown of a schedule on their website, just to kind of give you an idea of what a day at camp could look like in terms of wake up times, how many like activity periods you have a day, when lunch is, when shower hour is, dinner, evening activities, bedtime, that kind of stuff. So yeah, you should be able to find something, so have a little look. But I thought it's always really helpful to kind of give you an idea of what a typical day at camp can look like. And if you are working at a sleepaway camp, I assume most of them will follow a similar structure to this anyway. But please do leave something down below if your camp is completely different, or something is just so different about the camp that you work at compared to the one I'm talking about. So yeah, leave something down below, because I always find it fascinating to see how other camps run and how different daily schedules could be. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy, and please leave down below if you have any other video requests that you want. I kind of naturally repeat all of my videos every year just to kind of give a new like fresh insight into camp and kind of redo some of my Q&As and different videos. But if you have any other videos, whether it's camp related or travel related or anything at all, please leave them down below, because I want to know what you guys want to see from my YouTube channel from now on. And like I say, when I go back to Australia, I want to get back into the swing of everything and posting consistently and putting out good videos, because guys, honestly, when I say it's December next week, when did that happen? Because that means camp is basically here, and honestly, just know that as soon as January hits, the summer is basically here, and it flies by, let me tell you that. But I'm going to stop rambling. I've got my schedule on my phone from this past summer, and I'm going to talk through kind of how our day at camp looks. Okay, so first up, a big question I get is, when is wake up? When do you actually have to wake up to start a day at camp? Now, this has kind of changed slightly over the years I've worked at Tyler Hill. It's kind of always been between 7:45 and 8 o'clock. So not a very big difference, but kind of always in and around 8 o'clock. This past summer it was 8, and again, this will kind of depend on the age group you have as well, because the younger kids obviously go to bed a lot earlier, so they're awake a little bit earlier. So you might find if you have a younger division of kids, you might be woken up at around 7 o'clock, because your campers are awake and they want to do something. They might want to go for a walk, they want to sit out on the porch, they want to do something. So yeah, obviously the older kids go to bed a little bit later, so we'll wake up a little bit later, and sometimes we would have late wake up, or the kids would struggle to get out of bed at 8 o'clock, because some of them aren't going to sleep until 11, maybe later. But yeah, you'll find around 8 o'clock is pretty average wake up time, and Reveille will go off and wake everyone up. You'll find as a counsellor, as a staff in a bunk, you will want to get up and out of bed a little bit earlier before Reveille actually goes off. You want to make sure you're kind of out of bed, maybe get yourself dressed, maybe get yourself together, because when Reveille goes off, that's when the kids need to be getting up and about. You kind of don't want to be waking up with the kids, because then it's hard for you to help actually get the kids up and out of bed, which is hard. It's a task in itself. So yeah, everyone will wake up around 8 o'clock, and then we'll normally head outside for lineup. Now again, this has changed a bit over the years, but normally we'll have kind of a big girls side lineup and a boys side lineup, and all the divisions will come out, and we'll just kind of do any like notices for the day. We'll shout out birthdays, we'll just give out any important announcements really that is needed to know. We'll also announce the meals for the day, so what we're going to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then we'll head into breakfast, which is normally around I want to say 8:30. We normally get to line up for 8:15, into breakfast for 8:30 and have breakfast. Breakfast I find is a very in and out experience at camp. And then yeah, on the way back normally we'll have a divisional lineup, so I would normally get all the girls to kind of just wait out on the porch and we'll go through specific divisional announcements, like anything specific that we have going on, whether that's kind of like if we have a tennis tournament coming up, or if we need to get something sorted for girls sing, or we have something coming up that just kind of involves us as a division. And then we'll have that for maybe like literally 10-15 minutes, and then the kids can go and get ready, and that's when we normally have like a general clean-up time. Kids will get ready for the day, they will tidy their areas, tidy the bunks. We have like a job chart, so all jobs will get done, and then yeah, we'll get ready and head out to first activity. Now we have 5 activity periods at Tyler Hill. Again, I'm sure some camps might operate slightly differently. We did used to have 6, but we swapped to 5 this year, and I loved having 5 activity periods. It gave the kids a little bit more time to breathe in between activities. They weren't rushing around so much, they weren't anywhere near as tired. So yeah, we have 5 activity periods and they last 50 minutes each, and then we have just kind of like a 10-minute breather in between each activity so that the kids can get to and from where they need to be. So our first activity starts at 10 o'clock and will run until 10:50, and this could literally be anything. It could be dance, football, tennis, swim, literally anything. And then yeah, we will go straight into activity period 2, which will start at 11 and run till 11:50. After period 2 finishes, we'll then normally head back to the bunk, and divisions will get called into lunch. We kind of have our lunch split, so we have lower camp go in at 12:15. I think it's 12:15, or was it 12? I always get these ones a little bit confused. I think it's 12:15, and then upper camp going at 12:30. So it's just kind of like a nice little bit of time just for the kids to chill out. They've just done 2 activities in the morning. Sometimes they just want to chill. They'll sit on the porch, play games, make bracelets, do different things, just kind of like chill out a little bit. Then we'll go into lunch, and then we have rest hour. Now, if you've watched my videos for a while, you'll know that rest hour is one of my favourite times of the day. It's again that really nice like downtime that is just rest hour really. And when my girls were younger, we used to do spa days all the time, and we would just do hair and makeup and skincare and nails and different things, and it's just a nice chill time. And this past summer, for example, we still did a lot of that skincare, hair stuff, nails. Girls love playing cards. Jacks was a big thing this year. So yeah, it's just that nice time for everyone to chill, and it's a really nice time for you as a counsellor to be really present and just spend that downtime with the kids. Honestly, so many of my favourite memories at camp come from rest hour and just downtime where you're just kind of chilling out, you're telling each other stories, you're doing different things. It's just so much fun. And then around 1:45 we normally call all the kids back outside, and we'll be getting them ready for their next activity. For example, if they have swim, they need to make sure they've got bathing suits on. If they've got football, they need to make sure they've got cleats on. Again, this is all terminology, guys, that if you're not from America you will have to get used to, because soccer is then football. No, I said it wrong. Football for me is soccer in America, and football boots are cleats. I remember my first week at camp when people were calling football boots cleats. I was like, what is going on? I have no idea what these are. So yeah, you'll adapt to the new terminology, but this is just stuck in my head now because I'm so used to it. So yeah, you'll get the kids ready, and then 1:50 is when next activity period starts. So that's period 3, and again, it runs for 50 minutes, so then it's running until 2:40. Then at 2:45 we have snack, another one of my favourite times of the day. This could literally be anything snack-wise. Chipwiches are my all-time favourite snack. You will have had an ice cream sandwich, but at camp, them as a chipwich, they're just so much better for some reason, and I love them. But yeah, normally like ice lolls, ice cream, goldfish, chips, like fruit, different things there. So yeah, snack time 2:45 until 3, and then period 4 starts at 3 o'clock, runs until 3:50, and then period 5 starts at 4 o'clock and runs until 4:50. So those are our activity periods for the day. And obviously if you are a specialist counsellor, you will be at your area for those activity periods, and obviously if you're a general counsellor, you'll be with the kids taking them around those activities. Again, this is always a really good thing I find to ask in an interview, is depending on what kind of specialty role you're applying for. At Tyler Hill, for example, you won't need to be at your area for every single one of those periods, depending on the specialty area. That is a big factor. If you are a lifeguard or outdoor adventure potentially, activity areas that obviously require all those activity specialists to be there all the time, it's kind of a little bit different. But for me, when I worked at gymnastics, we had 4 people down at gymnastics, and sometimes we only had 3 kids turn up, and we didn't need to have all of us down there, especially when those kids came with counsellors as well. So as long as there was always 1 or 2 of us down at gymnastics, we kind of worked on a rotational basis where then we just like rotate off, and then some of us would be able to go back to whatever our kids were doing, whether it was water skiing or arts and crafts or cooking, and do stuff with our kids. And that was really nice because we got so involved, and I loved literally having a period off from gymnastics and going and doing whatever the kids were doing. It's a good thing to try and find out how many specialists will be in your area. For example, we have, I I think just one activity area at Tyler Hill that just has one specialist, maybe two. Like fitness for us and volleyball are our quieter areas at camp, so we don't have a lot of staff down on those areas. It might not be for all camps, but something to ask. Okay, and then at 5 o'clock is when shower hour will happen, and shower hour runs for an hour. Clue is in the name. So the kids will go back to the bunks, they will shower up, get ready for dinner. If we have kind of like a fun event on they have to get dressed up for, that's when we'll do that. But yeah, normally it's like an hour and a bit, maybe like an hour and a half to just kind of shower up, chill out, and just, yeah, get ready for the evening. And then we'll normally have a full camp lineup, I want to say around 6:15, and then we normally go into dinner at 6:30. I don't even know if I've been in frame this whole time. I'm sitting really low. But yeah, then we're heading to dinner around 6:30, and I find the kids stay in the dining hall a little bit longer at dinner time just because the meal kind of tends to last a little bit longer, which is great. And then, yeah, we normally have something called free play, which is kind of similar to rest hour, but it's just that downtime where the kids can just chill out, and it's normally before or after evening activities, again depending on the age group of kids you have, will depend on when evening activities will start. Obviously the youngest kids will start their evening activities virtually straight after dinner around 7 o'clock, and that can run from anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour and a half depending on what it is. And then they'll have a little bit of free time before canteen. When the kids get a little bit older, we will have kind of our free play first, and we won't start evening activity until around 8 o'clock, and then again run for about an hour. Then we'll go to canteen at 9, and then they'll come to bed. So it kind of just depends. The evening kind of runs a little bit differently, like I say, depending on the age group you have. But for me, this last year, we would, like I say, go up to canteen around 9:15, and this is like the kids' social time to just chill out. They can get snacks, they can get food, they can play pool, table tennis, just chill and like hang out with friends. And yeah, then our curfew this year, I want to say was 10:30. Yeah, 10:30 was curfew, and then we did lights out at like 10:45, and then kind of like trying to be asleep by 11. And yeah, again, that kind of varies bedtime depending on the age you have. But yeah, that is kind of a normal day at camp, and then you'll do it all again the next day. But one thing to really remember is that no 2 days at camp are ever the same. I say this all the time, and even though we follow a schedule that is the same Monday through Sunday every week, it's never the same. Like no 2 Mondays are ever the same at camp, and there's always so much going on. My camera just died, so apologies if you're at a slightly different angle, and I can't remember what I was saying, but oh, I think I was talking about the fact that there's no 2 days ever the same at camp, and that is something I think is really important to remember, and is one thing that camp is that it doesn't ever follow the same pattern, because things can come in and shake everything up and change the entire day. What you're kind of used to, or the structure you followed the day before, can be completely different. So I personally thrive in that kind of environment. I love kind of the chaos. I love having to think on my feet and having to be like, right, this won't work, we need to change this up, we need to do this. And yeah, it's something to definitely try and prepare yourself for, because it is going to be like an environment that you've never experienced, and especially because you will feel quite overwhelmed anyway. Try not to let the fact that you don't really have a full routine, even though you follow a very specific routine with wake up and breakfast and lunch. You have a routine in that sense, but it's really hard to explain unless you've been to camp before that, like I say, the days just aren't the same. And embrace it, because I think it's amazing and it's so much fun, and just not knowing what the next day is going to hold, I think is a really, really amazing thing. So yeah, hopefully that has given you a little insight in just kind of like what a day at my camp looks like. Again, I think most sleepaway camps will follow a similar structure. Again, like I said at the start, please leave down below if something is completely different at your camp, or if you have, say, 6 or 7 activity periods or only 3, or I find it really interesting, and I think other people will in the comments as well, just knowing kind of different kind of camps that are out there and what different camps can offer. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, please leave them down below, whether they're, like I say, camp related, travel related, anything at all. I'm always more than happy to help. So yeah, I'm so excited to get back on track with filming camp videos, because it makes me so excited, genuinely so excited to just think about camp. And making these videos makes me so excited. So yeah, I cannot wait. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.